Hello everyone, this is Diane Gould Hall, here coming to you from Ramona, California, and today I want to do a pretty quick little video about how to use the crop shape tool to modify your pictures and also to use the feathering. And so let's get started. Let's go to a blank canvas. And I'm just going to put a piece of paper up there, go to my selection tool, drag it over, and drag it over. Use the checkbox. And now let's go back to the photo bin and let's put a photo or two up there. Let's put this photo up here. This is my grandmother, probably back about 1890. So if I wanted to, there's rough edges around here. And of course you can just crop the picture. That's an easy thing to do in any of your photo programs that you have. But in Photoshop Elements, I'm using Photoshop Elements 2021 right now. And by the way, I want to remind everybody that the ways that I do things myself may not be the only way to get to the end result of using these different items in Photoshop Elements. It's just how I know how to do these things. So I want to go down to this modify tool down here. Often in the modify tool you'll see the little square for cropping. There it is right there. And then you want to come down below. When you click on that, your tool options will open up. And you want to click on the shape tool called the cookie cutter tool. So in this case, there's a drop down. There's default shapes, as you can see, many different fun shapes. And the drop down menu has animals, and it has flowers. It has all kinds of things that you can do to modify your images. But we're going to just keep it simple. I'm going to drop down to shapes. And I'm going to pick a simple oval right here. Now, even though that oval is going horizontally, that doesn't mean that's the only way you can use it. So let's click on the oval shape, and you can see it comes up down here. And I have an unconstrained is my selection for using it because I want to be able to use it myself. I'm going to come up here. And you can see the cursor right there. It's got the little crossbar. And I'm going to, and sometimes this will pop up. The smart layer must be simplified before it can be edited. Would you like to proceed? Say OK. And that simplifies the layer. It's a Photoshop thing. And so do that. Say yes to that. So here's your tool. Just come down here and start pulling that up with your mouse. Now, if you let your mouse go, that's what you get. But of course, that's probably not what we want, right? So now, let's use our handles here. And let's make this, let's even move this over like this. Start adjusting this however you want. If you want it to look that way. If you want it to, you can actually make the oval shape round if you choose. You can come down and you can do this. So now, if you just say, okay, there's your cropped photo. And if you go back to your tool bin, your photo bin, you can see there it is. It's on this page as cropped. Here's the original one. It's still here. But in your selection here on your page, it's cropped. What if you decide, uh-oh, I really didn't want to do that shape? Undo, and it's as simple as that. So let's go back to up here to modify, go to shapes, and let's pick another shape. You can do this one. Makes it square. And again, you're going to draw it, pull it, and adjust it to wherever you want it to be. And then click OK, and there you have it. So now what about, there's some really fun shapes in here. Let me just show you some of the fun. If you go into the drop down menu and you go down here to crop shapes, there's some things that I do in here, especially when I'm working with documents with my genealogy. I want them to have maybe jagged edges. So perhaps I'd pick this shape, and it shows you, there it is, that's what it's going to be. There's your little arrow, and you come up here and you go like this, and now you get a torn page with those edges. And if you say okay, there it is. That's how it's going to look on your background. And again, if you don't like that, just say undo and go back and pick another shape. So there's a lot of fun things that you can do in here. One of the questions that I've gotten from a friend is how to feather. I'm sure there's another way to do the feathering, but since I only use it when I am cropping my photos into different shapes, let's go back to shapes. Let's go down to the oval. Okay. Now, I've got the oval selected right here. Over here, you'll see it has the word feather. So it is defaulted, I believe, to 1 pixel, which is hardly anything. Let's put this out to, it's a lot, let's say, try to get it to like 21. That's close enough. There's my crop shape. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make my selection like this, and then I'm going to hit OK. And look at that. You can see it's feathered around the edges. And you can go back. If you don't think that's enough feathering or you think it's too much, then you just go back to undo and make your changes here. Let's make it 41 and see how that looks. So that's even more feathered. And this is going to look different depending on your background, what color background you've chosen. Now, once you've done this, you can go back to your selection tool up here and you can move this anywhere you want on the page once you've gone back to your selection tool. So then again, we can go down to undo, and there she is back again. So that is just a real quick idea of how to do the cropping of the different shapes and to do the feathering. And I hope that's helped today, and I'll be signing off for now.